Satu persatu laporan keuangan sejumlah perusahaan untuk kuartal ketiga 2022 memuaskan pelaku pasar. Bank of America misalnya.
I mean, in terms of what's important for earnings for the third quarter, I think there's a couple of important things we've already seen, and then we'll want to see a little more news. So I think what we've already seen is that for the banks that have reported, loan growth has been good. That's a very positive sign typically for the economy to have good loan growth. And to have them have to kind of push up loan loss reserves because they're seeing loan growth is very constructive. Two, I think it was interesting that Delta Airlines talked about stronger fourth quarter earnings for themselves, and we're projecting stronger fourth quarter earnings and pushing up their capacity in the fourth quarter. That certainly speaks to an expectation that services activity is going to continue to be strong from the consumer.
Sebelumnya, JP Morgan Chase dan Citibank juga menerbitkan laporan yang direspons positif, antara lain dengan peningkatan pemasukan dari kenaikan suku bunga, setelah Bank Sentral AS atau Federal Reserve naikkan suku bunga acuan.
Bank earnings are somewhat unique in the overall scheme of what I think we're going to see when as we see third quarter reports. The reason is that higher interest rates, which cause deterioration in so many other parts of the economy, actually may be boosting certain banks' earnings. So I think that we can carve out. And let's look now to see what happens in terms of both actual earnings delivered in the third quarter as well as guidance.
Investor mencermati disinilah ada kesenjangan antara Wall Street dengan Main Street alias ekonomi riil.
The most interesting part that I think we should take away from this, and it's something that we have to watch, it is so critical, is the consumer. And we saw this in Citibank's earnings, right? When they talked, and especially when you were listening to the conference call, you heard them talk about their credit cards and their products, right? Their lending products that have increased tremendously over the last quarter. And it's showing us, and we heard it out of JP Morgan, that the consumer is still spending money, right? Now, is that because wages are increasing, right? And they're not feeling this inflationary pressures that we've seen? But to me, I always said the last shoe to drop, and that could really put a dagger in the overall market and to a lot of these earnings, especially consumer stocks, would be if the consumer stops spending, right? I mean, we're a consumer society.
Analis mencermati pada kuartal ketiga memang pembelanjaan konsumen lebih banyak terfokus pada pengalaman eksperiensial dan karenanya sektor jasa. Lalu pada kuartal keempat yang juga bersamaan dengan belanja akhir tahun dan untuk Natal, pembelanjaan konsumen akan kembali terfokus pada barang termasuk diantaranya hadiah Natal untuk keluarga dan kerabat. Dari Washington DC, saya Nova Purwadi dan tim VOA.